we all get in the funk, right? We all get into that state where we feel like nothing we do is mattering or making any progress, or we're going to be stuck forever, or we're going to be mediocre forever. And it did used to be where I would get in that and I would be stuck in it for sometimes weeks or months. But then you learn how to shorten it by being more strategic, because ultimately it's the same strategies to get yourself out of that. Now, it's not always easy to get yourself out of that, and you don't always want to get out of it. Sometimes we literally are addicted to feeling sorry for ourselves, right? We want to feel like, oh, woe is me, my life is hard and I'll never be there or whatever. And so I've learned to be more strategic. So like you were saying, you can shorten the amount of time that you feel those emotions. Now, a lot of times that involves processing the emotions. Like, why am I feeling this way specifically? And a lot of times for me, it can come from feeling like there's roadblocks I can't overcome, or that I'm not making the progress I want, which Greg's really great at that, because I'll tell him, we're not making any progress. And he's so great at doing this paradigm shift of like, well, no, look at this, this, and this, and this. And I'm like, oh, you're right. I feel so much better. We have made progress. We are better off than we were, right?
All I got to say is, babe, we used to live in a homemade truck camper. Like, we've made progress.
Right. We have made progress. And so, yeah, it's being strategic and shortening the amount of time that we feel that way. For me, also, it's changing my thoughts, my thinking patterns. Because when I think, the way you think determines the way you feel. And they feed each other. Like, you might start feeling a certain way, and then you start thinking certain thoughts, which make you feel more that way. And that cycle just continues. If you change one of them, it interrupts the cycle. So you change your thoughts or you change your feelings. And I've learned to be strategic about shortening that time by figuring out what it is that helps me change my thoughts and change my feelings. I know without a doubt, there are certain songs I can put on that will immediately change how I feel. And there's certain things I can listen to that will immediately change how I'm thinking. So that's my go-to. If I feel like I can't control my thoughts and think happier thoughts, I stop thinking.
Yes.
And I put on something in my head, either music that makes me feel good or an audiobook that inspires me. I literally stop thinking my own thoughts, because I'm like, these thoughts are not helping me.
Yeah, just go.
Goodbye. I'm not going to think you anymore, right? And so I literally just replace them with something else outside to put in my head to change my thoughts and my feelings. And that's how I shorten the time that I spend in that state of depression.